Paper Flowers, Chapter 15. The Big Day. Roman was practically skipping through the mindscape. Today was the day he'd been working towards ever since the idea of Sandicize first crossed his mind. "Princey, calm down before I change my mind," Virgil groaned from the couch where he was lounging upside down. Thomas was in the middle of filming the much-anticipated episode when at last Virgil, Anxiety, would be introduced. "Nice try, Stormy Night, but we both know you won't make Thomas back out now." It had been a bit of a devious move to involve Lily, but Virgil had agreed and now there was no backing out. Not without having to work up the nerve to tell Lily that they changed their mind about collabing in the middle of filming. Virgil growled in complaint, but Roman wasn't worried. He knew the difference between genuinely upset and just dramatic. "But I shall temper my excitement. Though I find this is the best episode so far. It's funny, relatable, and informative. Not to mention the collab might bring new fans to our channel, and us interacting will surely get the creators amongst the community busy." Virgil chuckled at Roman's rant. His friend was so enamored with their fan base. "Whatever you say is charmless," he teased in his most deadpan voice, just in case someone was listening in. Roman paid it no mind, too busy directing Thomas and sharing ideas with Lily. Virgil only corrected him a few times to make sure they didn't come across as too rude when sharing suggestions. He made sure to thank Lily enough as they packed their things. She laughed and assured Thomas that no matter what his anxiety was saying right now, she'd had a great time and was looking forward to the finished product. Once they got home, Virgil left for his room, bidding Roman good night with a wave. It would be a while before the video was up, and right now he wanted to relax with some music. Sadly, he could not have nice things. "Virgil, finally! Are you all right?" When did Jay become a helicopter friend? "Hi, Jay. I'm tired. Can we do this later?" he groaned. "I can pencil you in between when hell freezes over and when Christmas and Easter coincide. That work for you?" he quipped before flopping on his bed. "I see. You had a busy day today, considering this video required social engagement. We will talk about this later, though," he promised. Virgil groaned. "Fine, whatever, let me sleep," he pleaded. "I hope you have a dreadful night." "Same." And then Virgil was alone, much to the emo's relief. Today had been taxing, and the next few days wouldn't be that much better considering all the editing that needed to be done. He might have to spend some downtime in the meadow for everyone's sake. Still, this video might be worth it. You are sketching in your room. The most recent Prince Nemesis vine has been playing on your mind non-stop, and you know you are not alone. Plenty people have written their idea of how the battle ended. Someone had Nemesis win and claim the prince's first kiss as his prize before letting him go get his true love. But before the prince could even move, the spell on the kingdom was lifted, letting them both know that they were each other's true love. Someone else had the prince win and get all the way to the altar with their supposed true love, though it did not feel right. Then a minion kidnaps the prince and brings him to their master, who is dying of a broken heart. It was Nemesis' sacrifice that lifted the curse. There was a heartfelt love confession from both sides. It made you tear up a little. You are making a comic where Prince wins and Nemesis lets him go. But instead, Prince kisses his Nemesis, since he knows who he loves. It's always been him. And they live happily ever after. The end. An alert on your phone distracts you. Ooh, a new video from Thomas. Wait, is that Nemesis in the thumbnail? You click on the video without even reading the title. You have to know now. And you are not disappointed. He's every bit as snarky as always, and with more time it really comes through more. You gotta love it. "Everybody please welcome my Anxiety," Thomas growls displeased. "Sup, Nemesis," Anxiety greets, looking quite pleased with himself. Thomas and Anxiety engage in a swift back and forth. The witty comebacks, oh perfect. Only thing better would be if... "You can't just quit me," Anxiety points out, "and isn't that the truth?" You know, there's a reason why you look like my nemesis character, Thomas points out. Oh, what's that? Anxiety asks carelessly. Prince! Yes! Prince pops up in all his fabulous glory and completely unaware of his counterpart's presence. Well, right now I hope and dream to get rid of my anxiety. That effectively caught his attention. You wanna do what now? He asked, perplexed. Sup, Princey? Anxiety greeted grimly, in a strangely adorable way. Maybe you're projecting your nemesis headcanons onto this character, but that seemed like a friendly greeting of one friend to another. Oh, alright, Prince sighed. Anxiety, what are you doing here? This was supposed to be a feel-good video. We talked about this. Prince admonishes gentle but urgently. Anxiety shrugs. Yeah, I changed my mind though. Sorry, dude. Can't be helped. Prince sighs and shakes his head. I can't work like this, he sighs. Tell me about it, Thomas nods. Well, Thomas, you asked me to get rid of him, and truth is, I can't. It has been tried in the past, and it does not work, Prince informs Thomas. Oh no, poor Anxiety, he's right there, and they are just talking about kicking him out? Then what should I do? Thomas wonders. Well, suiting him can be done. This might be a time for you to get creative, Prince suggests with a proud gesture to himself. Travel somewhere in your mind to bring in recruitment. True, Thomas nods, making Anxiety scoff. You would have to bring in some super heavy-duty recruitment. And next thing you know, it's a call-up video. You actually have to pause and get a notepad to write down some of the tips and tricks Thomas and Lily give. Still, you feel a little bad for Anxiety when he gets shut down. And the end card confirms it. He means well. Though Prince has a point, playing it safe too much can make you miss out on a lot. What? Anxiety asks. You need to not be a wet blanket sometimes, Prince reiterates. Not every fire needs to be doused. Ooh, nice spin on the metaphor. You appreciate that. You're just mad because I just came from an MCR concert. Anxiety huffs stubbornly. You give the video a laugh and sit back for a moment to take it all in. So creativity and anxiety have an interesting frenemy kind of relationship, it seems. On the one hand, they try to work together. On the other, their interests often oppose one another, and they seem to both have strong personalities that are bound to cause some intense arguments. And you can't wait to see how the community runs with it. You already have a few ideas for fun short comics of arguments turning into gay panic, and you are curious what Anxiety will be like when he encounters the others. Time will tell. Virgil was biting his lip as he was finishing off the paper poppy. He was planning to give to Roman when he invited him for an afternoon relaxing without the others breathing down their necks. He hadn't personally given Roman flowers before, but he also hadn't asked him to hang out when others were close enough to hear, and he'd done that too now. So maybe he could be a little more vulnerable when it was just them. Maybe he might at some point in the future even openly admit to being friends with Roman. He was by no means embarrassed of the friendship, but as long as he didn't tell others, they couldn't judge him. Virgil! Virgil jumped on top of his desk, hissing at the unexpected guest. Janice! Again! When are you going to knock? You know I hate this. Do you enjoy it? Is it funny to scare me like this? He growled, truly fed up. Janice was taken aback. When I asked to talk, you postpone. How else are we supposed to discuss this? He said defensively. I don't know. By respecting my boundaries instead of suffocating me. Besides, there's literally nothing to talk about. The video did well. Thomas is fine. The end. He grumbled as he got off his desk, hiding the flower behind his back. Woman forcing you into this is nothing? Then blatantly plotting to get rid of you is nothing? And people called him paranoid. Woman literally said there was no getting rid of me, even if they gave it their best shot. And if they don't push me out of my comfort zone, Thomas never does anything. So again, nothing to talk about. Are we done here? He bit. If there is nothing going on, then why are you avoiding us? Janice countered, frustrated. Ah, so that was what this was about. Has it occurred to you that the others might not be at fault, but maybe it is you? He asked slowly. But, Virgil, what are you talking about? Janice asked, baffled. For someone who haunts me over every perceived slight others commit against me, you are quick to forget when you make mistakes. You didn't haunt me to apologize when you ruined what little comfort I'd found with the lights by being overprotective. But a woman makes a jab you don't like and you are ready to be my sole defender? Woman and I might disagree on a lot of things, Jay, but there is a mutual respect, something I used to think we had. But the past few months, you've shown me what you really think of me. Weak, helpless, a burden. The more Virgil spoke, the angrier he got. He hadn't realized he was this worked up about it until now. Virgil, I never. Save it. It's too late. I won't believe you now. Just go. Just leave me alone. If you really were my friend, you would have thought about what I needed to be reassured, rather than what you needed to feel better about yourself. You never even asked. Roman always asked what he needed, if he was okay with a certain course of action. He ensured he was okay when a compromise wasn't reached, and the decision was more in his favor than Virgil's. That was how friends were supposed to act, right? I don't want to talk to you, especially if you are going to talk badly about my friends, he lashed out, not thinking. It was out before he knew it. He hated how fixated Janice was on making Roman out to be the bad guy. Friend? Since when is he your friend? Roman, who ridicules and walks all over you. That Roman? You choose him over us? Janice demanded. We aren't talking about anyone but you and me here, Janice. Don't drag the others into the same boat as you. And Roman hasn't actually ridiculed me in ages. We tease each other, but even the specs have realized that we are no longer fighting. Too bad you are too good in denying what you don't want to see. Virgil bid. Now go, out of my room, and never barge in here uninvited again, or it'll be the last time we're in the same room, period, he demanded. Janice looked like he was about to argue, but lucky for him, he thought better of it and left. Virgil took a deep breath to try and relax. He was not going to make this ruin things for him and Roman. He was going to have a pleasant afternoon if it killed him. He picked up the flower he'd managed to finish and not ruin in the chaos. He took a deep breath and opened his door to the meadow. He marched over to Roman's door and knocked. Seconds later, it was opened with a flourish. Why, hello! Oh! Virgil looked away the second Roman came into view, terribly embarrassed by his lame gift. And why did he have to give it in person again? Virgil, thank you dearly. I love it, Roman said softly as he accepted the puppy. I'll be right back. I'll put it with the others, he told him before darting inside and gently giving the flower a place amongst its predecessors. When he turned back, he found Virgil looking on with fascinated surprise. You kept them all? He asked incredulously. Why, of course, you made them for me. That makes them precious to me, he told him matter-of-factly as he returned to the door. Cool, Virgil shrugged, though there was a small flattered smile on his lips. Can I do anything else for you today, Virgil? Roman wondered. Well, hang out in the meadow and wait for Thomas to check the comments again, he suggested. Roman beamed. That sounds lovely. They got settled and sat there in pleasant silence for a bit as Roman casually added puppies to the local paper flora. Virgil's pensive look started to make him curious, though. What is going through your mind? He wondered. I might have a video ID, Virgil muttered. It's probably bad, though. Roman immediately got into a crouching position and looked at Virgil eagerly. Tell me all about